So I'm recording. Let me share my screen. Okay. So hopefully everyone can see this, yes? Okay. Oh, screen sharing has stopped. Oops, sorry, I must be having some technical difficulties here. Okay, can you all see that now? Give me a thumbs up if you can see my, okay, good. So here is my little presentation about Shakeology, why you should drink it, and basically how I explain it to others. So first of all, for some of you who don't know me, I am a family nurse practitioner. I actually practice in neonatology. I work with preemies. I am a wife to my husband. I am a mother of two. I have a 2-year-old and a 2-month-old. I'm a certified health coach, a diamond level Beachbody coach. I've been doing this for about 16 months. I'm a member of the Westchester Market Council, and shockingly, I'm also an ice cream shop owner. Kind of goes with the health coach thing, maybe not. That's actually my husband's venture. So basically, it's we get everything from all ends there. My little bit of a weight loss story is I was a serial yo-yo dieter. I was a sugar addict. I still kind of am. I've always been active, but I never knew how to do the right things. I had gym intimidation. I just felt like everyone was always judging me at the gym. I always joined, but I never really stuck with it because I felt like everyone was looking at me. I actually competed in triathlons at 180 pounds. I used to compete in the Athena category, which was a category for bigger girls. I loved it, but it just goes to show that no matter how hard I trained and how much I was working out, I still never got down to a healthy weight. So eventually I had lap band at some point in my life, and that still didn't get me down to a healthy weight. It helped me lose about 40 out of my 80 pounds that I needed to lose. So it really only helped me with about half of it. And at that point was when the 21-day fix and Beachbody and my Beachbody family came into my life, and I was able to lose that last 40 pounds and get down to goal and actually stay there for the first time in my life. So I definitely attribute this community to helping me get to my goal and staying there. I want to, stop for a moment, recognize everyone on Team P. We have weak leg volume. They said they're leaders on our team. So take a look at these names, take a look at what they're doing on their pages because they're building their teams and they are, doing a great job at it. So in the 300 club, we have Elena Mingione, I'm so sorry. I know I butchered. That was the one I was worried about all day. Angela McLaughlin, Lisa Marr, Lindsay Kaufman, Danielle Zito, Melanie Yoakum, Jay Fertil, Jessica Armstrong. In the 500 Club, we have Janine Gershonov, Michael Holdman, Kristen Atkins, Shannon Larice, Kelly Delavecchia, Elizabeth Mullenbrook, Lindsay Medvin, Gina Strecco, Devin Wheaton. In the 1000 Club, we have Maureen Garrett, Tony Carlucci, Michelle Dalla Sala, Jeff Nolson, Jennifer Holdman. In the 2000 Club, we have David Atkins, Stacy Larice, Denise Robson, Sharice Nolson, and Tara Richmond. In the 3000 Club, we have Kristen Atkins and Shanna Carlucci. And in the 10,000 Club, we have David Atkins. So these are our leaders, people who are building their team and building their weak leg. And so they are doing really great within the business. On Team P for November, our top coaches of the month, Kristen Atkins was our top Success Club earner with 19 points. It's awesome. Lindsay Kaufman and Mary Doyle were our top recruiters. They recruited 4 new coaches last month. So congratulations to all of those leaders on Team P. So just to get into my presentation, I'm not going to make it too long. I have a timer on my phone, so it really shouldn't be too bad, but I speak quick, so keep up. And this recording will be available as my slides are also available to anybody who wants them. So this is basically how I present Shakeology to prospective people. And this is how I teach coaches, to talk about Shakeology because it's really an awesome product. It's a big, product within our line, and it's the big thing. It is Beachbody. So you want people on the auto direct, and it's not because you want to sell people something. It's because it's an awesome product, and everybody should be on it. So I usually tell people to stop and think, what does Shakeology do for you? write them down, memorize them. You know, there should be 2-3 things that you is the reason for you drinking Shakeology. And everyone has different answer for that. But you should know what it does for you. And you should be able to reiterate that quickly to somebody who asks you, why do you drink it? Why I drink it is it definitely increased my energy. I noticed after being on it for 5 consecutive days that I noticed an increased energy. My digestion improved. I felt fuller longer, and my cravings for sugar really were gone. And I have a huge sweet tooth. That one thing in and by itself was enough to keep me drinking Shakeology because I have a really tough time and no willpower at all when it comes to sugar. But there was something about it that just really helps with that. I drank it while I'm pregnant, and I'm also currently drinking it while breastfeeding. Of course, I have a little star there. That decision should be made, after discussing that with your OB and your physician. After discussing it with mine, we agreed that it was fine for me to drink during pregnancy and during breastfeeding. I have all the flavors. I change it up every day, and I have a whole bunch of recipes. So why should everyone else drink Shakeology? First of all, it's not a protein shake. It's actually a meal replacement shake. And a lot of people out there, even coaches, think that it's a protein shake. Many people in America actually don't need a protein shake because the protein in our American diet is actually pretty good. What we're lacking in, though, is nutrients, because we really don't get enough of the fruits and vegetables and the healthy grains that we all should be getting and should be eating. We really don't have a problem with the protein. Everyone's eating chicken and meat and things like that. Sure, it could be cleaner, but protein really isn't an issue. Maybe if you're trying to muscle build and you're breaking down your muscles, you need protein to build it back up. Those people really need a protein shake. But the general person that you're going to run into on the street doesn't really need a ton of protein in their diet. But what they need are nutrients and vitamins, things that they're not getting. Some people are getting them by taking supplements, but they don't need to. They can get it all in Shakeology. So I don't really talk about this as a weight loss product. I think that would severely limit your customer base and the amount of people that you can help. Weight loss just actually happens to be an awesome side effect of actually improving your nutrition. So once you're getting all those vitamins, nutrients, and things like that into your diet, your gut starts to work better. Your gut starts to take up the nutrients better and get rid of the bad stuff better. And so it just happens, the weight loss just happens to be a side effect. You really should learn how to differentiate Shakeology from other products. You don't need to know everything about other products. You should have a blanket answer. I don't know about that shake, but I do know Shakeology XYZ. So you should, work on your scripts as far as all that goes. And this is a big thing that I explain to people. It takes time and it takes a lot of conversations back and forth, but if you can get this part right here, you're going to get a lot of people. And to back it up, I don't have a huge team, but the team that I do have, I have a lot of longevity on Shakeology. I have a lot of 365ers, and it's because I start them off learning about Shakeology from the very beginning. So basically what people do, and they're all going to do this on January 1st, they're going to start a diet. And what happens is they decrease their calories, because that's what most diets do. Any diet they choose, they're going to decrease their calories. They're going to go from 2,000, 2,400 calories down to less than 1,200 calories a day. That will help them lose weight. They're restricting their calories. They're depriving themselves of something. They're going to lose weight. But because they're eating less calories, they're also taking in a lot less vitamins and nutrients. And so what happens is once they deprive themselves of those, their body is going to fight against that. And they're going to start to not feel very well. And eventually they're going to give into temptation. So it's going to last. This part at the bottom of the cycle down here is going to happen at about week 2, week 3. Your body's going to start to feel deprived. They're going to give into temptation. They're going to have guilt. And then they're going to give up and go back to their old diet. And whatever little bit of weight they lost over here, they're going to gain it back very quickly once they go back to their old ways. And so this is the diet cycle. And I use this to explain that Shakeology helps right around here. It helps in that deprivation state where you're not going to be depriving. You can decrease your calories without depriving your body of nutrients that it needs. And it allows you to get back around this cycle without giving in to temptation. And so that's why Shakeology helps you lose weight. But, people don't have to want to lose weight on Shakeology. There are other reasons people can be drinking it. And so this is a great way to explain, because almost everybody you're going to talk to has tried a diet, has been on a diet, and this is why diets don't work. How do they know if they're nutrient deficient? They're probably, if you've had cravings, if you've had mental fog, if you're irritable, low energy, or sluggish, all these things, if they're happening while you're on a diet, then you're probably nutrient deficient. Even if these people are eating a lot of salad, or eating a lot of vegetables, sometimes they're still not getting the nutrients that they need because many of the nutrients have been farmed out of our food. And so our soil is not as rich as it was at one point. And so they may think they're getting what they need, but a lot of times they're still not. Can you lose weight without Shakeology? Sure, but as you see, it's really hard to keep that weight off once you go back to the old habits. This helps you make a healthy lifestyle, and that's what you really want to implant in people, that you want to tell them to stop the diet cycle and let's get to a healthy lifestyle. And this is a tool that we're going to use to get you there and keep you there. Let's see, and I just tell people it's really all the nutrients you need all day in just 180 calories. So you can diet with this and eat less calories, but still not deprive yourself. And, you know, obviously we all know what some of the benefits are. It's easy and fast to make. A big thing is a lot of people don't like to take time for breakfast and they skip it. And this is a great way for them to, get rid of that nasty habit. You really don't have to food prep with Shakeology. Just have a few ingredients on hand, you're set to go. I like to blend it, and I always give people strict instructions on how I make my shake. And I always explain to them that there are millions of different ways to make it and millions of different recipes, and you have to play around with it until you find the one that works for you. And so I give them a lot of different suggestions. I even have a video that I share with them on the different ingredients and the different base that you can use, and how I like to make mine. And I also explain it's really the equivalent of the nutrients of 5 plates of salad. If people are dieting, they're not eating 5 salads a day. So they still can benefit from this. And it's flexible in caloric intake. You can make it with more calories if you don't really want to lose weight. Some people can use this to gain weight as well. It just depends on how you mix it up. And if you were to play around with it that way, I would also consult with a nutritionist. And benefits, it has superfoods in it. So these are the things everybody doesn't really know exactly how to explain. You could get really technical into Shakeology, but you don't need to. You just need to know a few keywords. And one is your immune system. Everybody's sick around this time of year. And as a lot of you know, if you've been drinking Shakeology, I don't know, I'm a nurse, so I have a strong immune system anyway, but I do attribute my Shakeology to, having a healthy immune system. And if I'm not drinking it for a couple days in a row, I do feel sluggish, out of it, and sometimes get sick. A lot of us have experienced that. So it's important to share that's something it has done for you, because so many people don't have a good immune system. It can repair and restore your GI system. This is partly where it comes in, where it helps you absorb the good nutrients in your food. So once you start eating good food, healthy food, you get rid of that unclean food. Having Shakeology in that diet along with that clean food helps your body take up all the nutrients and vitamins in that salad, in those fruit that you're eating. So it allows your body, instead of it just going through the other end, your body can actually uptake those healthy food and the healthy nutrients within that food if your GI system is working properly. And it reduces chronic inflammation. This is why you may see a lot of YouTube videos about people who are drinking Shakeology and they swear that it's helping them with their Crohn's disease, and they swear it's helping them with their arthritis. And there are a lot of different claims out there. Don't make claims to people if that didn't help you with that, but you can say, I know somebody that it helped them with that. And personally, with my background, I believe Shakeology does decrease the inflammation. And inflammation is a huge cause of a lot of different disorders that are out there, especially chronic disorders. And so that's why a lot of people, find success with this in a non-medicinal way in helping them with their symptoms of a lot of their illnesses. Other benefits, as I said before, it does build and repair muscles, reduces hunger and junk cravings, promotes healthy hair, skin, and nails, improves your digestion and regularity. These are all ones that I love. One of my favorites is that it does keep your blood sugar steady. And I've actually had a lot of people on this with diabetes, and many of them have actually come off of many of their medications. Some have come off of all of their medication and have really improved some of their numbers. So I do have specific rules for those people as far as checking their blood sugar and talking to their doctor before they try this. But it's really done some amazing things for some people I know that have had diabetes and on medication for diabetes. So I do share it very often with people that I know who have diabetes. So as a working coach, you should really believe and promote Shakeology and be generous and share your story with people. Know the benefits, what it does for you. And don't ever call them samples, the packets. If you give somebody out a packet and you call it a sample, samples equal free, which equals no value. So you really should, I'd be happy to share Shakeology with you. It's $5 a packet. And you should recommend that they take 4 to 5 consecutive days of trialing it so that they can find their favorite recipe and get the full benefits and experience decreased cravings, hunger, and all the other good things. So if they just try it once and they don't make it right, they'll have a judgment about it and that will be it for them. They'll probably never try it again. If you can get them to buy 4 to 5 days in a row, we try to sell 7 days and we put them in, some of us run a group. I know Charisse runs a group. I'm running one right now, a 7-day Shakeology group. So if you sell 7 packets to somebody for about $30, and then you could put them in a group and teach them, how to make it and teach them different recipes. And I have a lot more people who order and stay on it rather than just giving out or selling one, sample packet by itself. So I don't suggest that. Set the stage for what to expect with them. Make sure you tell them what it's going to taste like, that it takes 4 to 5 days, that they should take it every day, and show them how to make it, share a video, and then make sure to follow up with them. Any questions they have, any problems they may have. Many of you know if anyone's having digestive problems with it, they should cut it to half scoop with, the same amount of liquid that they're using. So objections, we're all going to have objections. These are I have a few of the most common ones in here. I get this one all the time. I already am drinking a protein shake that I like and I don't even want to mess with that. This was actually my objection to my coach when I was first invited to a challenge group for a challenge pack, and I was only going to buy the 21-day fix. And I was sure I didn't need any shake because I already had 2 that I liked. I tried about probably 10 or 12 in GNC before I found protein shakes that I actually liked. So I wasn't going to mess with that. I didn't need any more. You're going to find people just like me. This is what you say to them. You basically, want to talk to them about what they are drinking. You don't have to be an expert in that, but you can ask them if their shake might contain one of these 3 ingredients. Soy, it's a huge filler. A lot of protein shakes have it. It increases their profit margin because it's cheap, but it can be associated with a lot of health issues, especially for women. Artificial sweeteners, as we all know, those are bad for people like me with sugar cravings. It just makes you crave more sugar. So, when they're putting this in their shake, it can actually increase their appetite, increase insulin and fat storage. And actually, some people saying the artificial sweeteners are cancer causing, which we do know some of them do cause. We use stevia, natural stevia from the plant. So it's also a good idea to kind of have an answer and understand a little about what's in Shakeology so you can, to come back to people and say, well, your shake uses this, but mine uses this, and this is why it's better. Artificial flavors are also a big no. The fake flavors can make some of the other shakes taste a little bit better to people, but they are linked to some nasty things. And, we can fix, if somebody doesn't like the flavor of Shakeology, they can either return it for another flavor, or you can teach them recipes to change the flavor to something that they like. I'm not a huge fan of vanilla, but I drink vanilla all the time because I have a lot of different recipes that I make with it that I do enjoy. One of them is with chai tea. I love chai tea, so I brew it the night before, chill it in the fridge, and then I use the chai tea to actually make my vanilla shake the next day. It's amazing. But just making vanilla shake by itself, I don't like it. So these are why it's good to talk to the people who are trying the Shakeology to make sure that you understand how they're making it and give them suggestions for things that they can try. But back to the objection. So make sure that their shake doesn't have soy, artificial sweeteners, artificial flavors. And if it has any of them, just explain to them, well, my shake doesn't. Maybe you should give it a try. And then what got me was the money back guarantee. If I didn't know about that, I definitely wouldn't have tried it. So make sure they understand that they can try it and return an empty bag after 30 days and get 100% of their money back. And I'm the type of person who would return it. So I decided to try it and I never returned it. So here I am drinking it every day. Another objection is that $130 is way too expensive for me. Everyone's heard this one. So make sure you have a quick rehearsed answer, something that just comes off easy. And basically, what I just tell people is really it's just $4 a day. And it replaces a meal like breakfast or lunch for me. Because I would ask them, well, when would you drink it? And then I would ask them next, well, what do you usually eat? If they want to drink the shake for breakfast, I'll say, well, what do you eat for breakfast now? And they're either going to tell me nothing, which is fine, or they're going to tell me they stop and get a bagel and coffee every morning. And I'm going to ask them, how much does that cost them? And it probably costs them about $4 or $5. So I'm going to tell them to stop getting the bagel and coffee, try the Shakeology for a month. They really won't spend any more money. And if they really aren't happy with it, they can return it. Why not give it a try for a month? And so same thing with lunch. A lot of people will say, well, I'll have it in place of lunch, or that's what they would do. And I would ask them, what do you get when you go out for lunch? And even if they want to try to give me that healthy answer, like, oh, I go to Wendy's and I get the chicken salad. Well, I'm going to ask them, well, how much was that chicken salad? And they're probably going to answer somewhere between $5 and $10, depending on where they're going. And I'm going to tell them, well, this shake is less than that, and you're going to get a lot more nutrients in that meal than you would have if you got the Wendy's salad with chicken. And so that's sort of how I explain that, that objection. And this is also a great thing to share and show people that it's really not that much, because all these people you're talking to probably go to fast food just like I did before I tried. And I was a big drive-in person because I was a working mom, and I would swing through the drive-through and grab my fast food. But if you can kind of show them what they are eating and what it has in it, how much they're paying for it, and then show them, a comparison with Shakeology, they'll really see the benefit of it, as far as the money goes. 130 sounds a lot for one thing, but if you divide it up daily, it's really not that much. And people don't do that on their own, so you have to do that for them. And this is a great one. You've all seen these, these images, Shakeology versus Starbucks. A lot of people are coffee drinkers. I'm a tea drinker, but still, it doesn't mean I haven't stopped at Starbucks to get my tea. And people love coffee. They get their afternoon coffee. Some people want Shakeology. I tell them, well, why don't you use it in place of your afternoon coffee instead? So there's for no matter who I talk to, I could find a place in their day to fit it in that I think would work for them, and a place where I think they're lacking in their diet and in their nutrition. I can kind of plug Shakeology in there for them. So this is a great thing to show people who like to go to Starbucks and get their afternoon coffee. You can kind of show this comparison. So in summary, when you're working with Shakeology and working with clients, you want to create value. You want to explain to them why. Because anybody can go in GNC and get a month's worth of protein shake for $25. But what they don't understand, Shakeology is $130. What is the difference? Why is one so little and one is so much? You have to really create that value and show them the value for the price that they're getting, that it's not a protein shake. This is way, way more than that. And broaden your market. Don't just market it to people who are trying to lose weight, because I have a lot of clients who are elderly who don't really have a good diet, and they love Shakeology because they're really getting their nutrients that way. I have people of all ages, of all health problems, health concerns, some people who want to lose weight, some people who aren't ready to lose weight. They may need to lose weight, but I may not market it to them that way because they may not be ready to lose weight, but they need Shakeology, and that will help them get started on the right foot and to making those lifestyle changes that they need to make. I think everybody should be on Shakeology, and this is a personal choice, but even my son drinks it almost every day with me. We make it together, and he has his and I have mine. So a lot of people, their children drink it too for various different reasons, but we want to promote long-term use. You want to explain to people this is not a diet supplement, something they're going to take, and in 21 days after they're done with the 21-day fix, then they shouldn't be drinking Shakeology anymore. It's not just to go with their challenge pack or just to go while they're working out. I always tell my challengers and my coaches, if they tell me that they need to take a break from the group, they don't want to come into the next challenge group, they're very busy, I always write them back. I say, well, at the very, very least, if you're not going to be pressing play and if you're not going to be joining me in a challenge group, at the very least, make sure you're drinking your Shakeology every day. It will really help you make better food choices and really help your nutrition throughout this time when you might be on vacation, binge eating or whatever else. I don't tell them, don't take a break from that. At the very least, you should be drinking this for your health. And then I always have ready answers for people with their objections, just to, come back to them. And no doesn't mean no. No means not right now. So come back to people. And if you're not sure what to say about an objection, come to your coach. Your coach or your upline diamond should be able to help you with objection, helping with somebody with their objection. This is one of my favorite quotes here. The doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather cure and prevent disease with nutrition. I'm like a huge advocate of this. I am a nurse and I do understand the value of medication. However, some of them have such side effects. And instead of just, putting a Band-Aid on things, I think nutrition will actually cure a lot of things. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope it didn't take too long. Here's my contact information, my website, my email, my phone. I am always welcome any questions or anybody who would like any help with anything. I have a lot of clients with weight loss surgery and lap band, and a lot of diabetes clients. So those are two things I specialize in. So if you have anybody like that and you need a little help or a little advice and how to work with them, I'm always happy to help other coaches out. It was so nice, and thank you to Dave for having me speak on the call. I'm going to take a look in the chat box here and just see what we have. Let me stop sharing. Let's see. Everyone, David says he's going to be going live right after this regarding today's announcement. Okay, Dave does have something to say about today's announcement. Dave, did you want to say that on the call now? Are we as coaches allowed to sell packets? Aren't there compliance issues? That's a good question. I really don't know the answer to it. I know a lot of us do sell the packets in groups of 7. I'm not sure if there's a compliance issue with that. It's a great question. I sell them through the mail for $30. They pay me through PayPal. If I'm doing something wrong, then that's my bad. I didn't realize that. Let's see. Oh, someone answers. David did. Thank you. You can sell packets. I recommend. Oh, so yeah, David, the sampler pack. That's a great recommendation to people because, you know, it's $20 for them. They could try a bunch of the flavors. So that's a good idea. I usually sell packets of 7 of the same flavor when I'm doing the Shakeology group. I know Jen and Sharice, we do this because you want people to learn how to make their recipe with the same flavor. So that, you know, if they're trying chocolate and they don't like it with coconut water, well, then try it with almond milk the next day and blah, blah, blah. But if they have all the different flavors, it's sort of hard for them to work it out and play around with it to find the recipe that they like. So it's really their preference. I have some clients who really don't want 7 days of the same one, and the sampler pack is perfect for them so that they can try out the other flavors. So you just really have to talk to your client and find out what, you know, they're really more concerned about. Some people are like, no, I don't like strawberry or vanilla. I only want chocolate anyway. And then you can try the 7 packets with them. Let's see. What do you tell people with IBS or gluten issues? So anybody who has a health issue at all, it's really good to tell them, you know, to talk to their doctor before trying it. A lot of different physicians are going to have different opinions about it, but it's really great to give them the doctor letter. There's a doctor letter in like the back office somewhere. I'll see if I can find a link for it and try to share it with you guys. But I do give that to clients, and then it does have like all the ingredients and some of the information and nutrition information about Shakeology in there. And I tell them to take it to their doctor and see what they think. But I do have a few clients who do have, I have one with Crohn's disease and 2 with IBS. I don't think I have anybody with gluten issues, but what I do is I tell them to try the vegan formula first and try a half a scoop for the first week. And then after that, if they feel like they want to, they can go into the full scoop. But I usually start with the vegan. And many of them, once they're on vegan for a while, then they're curious and they want to try some of the other flavors. I tell them to go to greenberry next and, you know, things like that. And they'll just try it and see how it works with them. But definitely I would start with the vegan with most of those types of clients, and they should have approval from their doctor. I usually, because I'm a nurse practitioner, I usually give them my contact information. I tell them that their doctor is welcome to contact me if he has any other questions that I might be able to provide, because many of them, they're busy. They don't have a lot of time to research it. And so, you know, if I can do that for them, I tell them I'm happy to do that. So if they have a specific question about Shakeology and they don't want to, you know, figure it out, they can contact me and I can get back to them with that information. And some of my patients, especially my diabetic patients, do that. And I will just, you know, answer any of their doctor's questions, and then we kind of work it as a team. It's helpful that I'm a nurse practitioner. I can do that with them. I also make sure my clients know that any conversations between us as far as things like that go are, you know, personal, and I wouldn't really, you know, share their medical information with anybody. Shakeology gluten-free, let's see, 99% sure. You know, that's a great question. I always look those things up before I tell somebody. So I'm not sure if they're all gluten-free. So it is, that's right.
Hey, Kristen.
Free. Yeah, except that it's not certified gluten-free, but it should be gluten-free.
Exactly.
Pay some of the extra certifications, I believe, to actually certify it. So
my son has celiac disease and he drinks it just fine.
Right. A lot of people who have gluten issues drink it just fine, but it will not say certified gluten-free. You can get that information in the FAQs, and I usually just copy and paste that and send it to the person who needs gluten-free, show it to them. So Phenomenal content. Thank you, Dave. Gut issues, Shakeology has reduced my gut pain to 0. I have a lot of people, who say that. Great info. Thanks. Vegan's okay for gluten sensitive. That's usually what I tell people. And somebody else has a diabetes under control with Shakeology. I swear by it. All my patients and friends and family with diabetes, I get them all on it. So it's wonderful. So I hope I answered everyone's questions. If there's anything else, let me know, or you're welcome to contact me on your own. Dave, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, thank you, Chris. It was awesome.
Oh, good.
And guys, this is going to be one of many calls with the Diamonds leading, because I think it's great. We have such amazing leaders, and I think it's great for you to hear from all of them. Like Kristen killed it tonight with such great graphic photos, something right off the bat I normally don't do, and just shows you how much better we can be and how much better Kristen is at presenting, because I just can talk. So, Chris, thank you, because the pictures were awesome and gave good ideas for everybody. But, guys, as soon as we finish this call, I'm not going to do it on here. Go on the Coaches of Team Perseverance page. I want to go over this all-access annual challenge pack, which is gigantic and many different bullets that you guys all need to hear. So please, after we finish this and Kristen ends the call, I'm going to go on live in there, and it's also for people can see it that aren't on the call. So that's it, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Hanukkah.
Bye.